to the FVCFFVYFFLFFS episode 15.
15 is correct. Good job, Aaron.
Thank you.
I gotta get my own badge on.
All right. Okay.
Big badge.
We're getting right to the awards, and I think you are starting off with the first matchup.
That's correct.
Aaron.
I have the first one, and it is Brandon Dubs versus Have a Merry Christmas.
Have yourself a Merry Christmas.
Little inconsistent Christmas.
I know what he means by it. I don't think he meant to do have a Mari. I was just like...
we were just singing. Why are you being critical?
So,
don't judge.
Anyway, and in a surprise turn of events, Brandon pulls off the W this week. He actually gets a dub. With 108.5 points versus Nelson's 93.5 points.
Did you see Nelson in the text? He was just like, yeah, I'm losing to Brandon.
I was like,
so.
wow,
That was
I thought
rough.
I had it bad. Nelson's like, I'm losing to Brandon.
That was rough. Nelson started off so strong. He'd actually just barely missed the playoffs, and now he's playing for 9th place against Connor. Boy, that's rough. But anyway, Brandon's award for this week is nothing because whatever. But for Nelson, his award, he has 3 awards, surprisingly, which makes it a weird one, but we'll start with this one. He gets the Stud Award for Kenyon Drake, of all people, who posts a 40-point game this week, followed by this award.
You gotta work the air into the horn to get it to go.
The Caboose Award for only scoring 93 points. And then finally he gets one more award, and this one is one you don't want to get, really. The Bust Award, and specifically for a couple of people here. Michael Gallup only scores him a point. Amari Cooper, his namesake, only scores him 2.5 points. And then the Rams score -4 points. Oh, how the mighty have fallen, the Rams. My goodness. So, terrible week by Nelson.
Speaking of fallen, we have a guest host here with us making side comments from the back.
And fallen.
In case you don't know, that's Judah. He's in the league, and he's going to actually do our next matchup.
Yes.
Next matchup here, we got me against, I'm coming in last, Connor McCarty. And it was pretty scary there for a few moments there for me. And I really thought I would lose to the guy whose name is I'm coming in last. And if I did, I think I would just throw myself into the snow and die. Because I was like, this is, talk about mighty have fallen. It's just terrible. But I still was able to pull it out. I won with a total of 144.72 points, making me...
Am I in the wrong one?
No.
Was he next? I don't have that matchup.
Yeah.
Oh, I gave it to
You
him.
gave
That's
it
why I
to
don't have
him.
it. Sorry.
Mistake.
So
Boy.
do that again. I was
Way
like,
to screw
I was
that
like,
one
you got
up, John.
140.
Holy cow.
It says 140.
We've been doing
but
this
that
for
was...
14 weeks.
Okay, say your score over again.
Here we go.
Judah Sitzler getting 144.72 points.
And soon his
giving
voice
me...
will change when he grows up.
We got a Sitzler. A little vulgar there from the Juggernaut.
He was in his shirt is where the Juggernaut was.
Jesus. This really is after dark. But Juggernaut Award coming through with my boy Jameis Winston giving me 35 points. Carson giving me 27 points. Philip Lindsay 3. Michael Thomas coming in with 25 points. Darren Waller 17 points. And Bill's defense.
Do the Juggernaut going
give
down
me
the
18
stairs.
points.
Like he
Doing
did.
great. However, Connor was not so lucky pulling the L, like I said earlier. But he did get the...
Oh, sorry.
I got it.
Wonder Twin powers activate.
Form of an octopus.
Form of an
Ice Unicycle!
You gotta do the actions.
I can't do the actions. I cannot get my feet.
I said you could just go like this.
That is not what a
There you go.
unicycle
Put your
is.
feet up like that.
Right. Yeah.
You see how
Yeah.
my feet
That
are?
might kill the
Yeah.
show.
Woo.
Man.
Television technology. Connor pulling out the Wonder Twins, though. I'm not sure why. But it looks like Emmanuel Sanders did get him 1.9 points, though, which does stink. So And other
sorry,
people not coming
the
through,
Wonder
so.
Twins are for those
Oh,
two.
Mahomes and Ingram. Perfect, thank you. Mahomes and Ingram coming through, both with 23 points. However, not enough to stop me, thankfully.
It's only
Because if I lost
what
to
was
Connor,
what was the final score? 144 to what?
121.
Oh.
Connor's
You know-
still putting up a good week.
Because
but
you
I'm
know
just
what
better.
happens
Connor's
when
got a good team.
you know what happens when you get in the way of the juggernaut? You get crushed.
Oh, that's
So,
right. And you get
I
cursed
am
at.
raw
You
power.
also get cursed
Yes.
at, apparently. so.
yep.
I think the next one is you because I got to do the one.
Oh
after.
yeah. Okay, so the next matchup was between Kyle and Isaac. Why you always
Why
lying?
You Always Lying
versus Game of Jones, and Kyle gets the win yet
Yeah,
again.
he
140
wins.
points to Isaac's 134 points. For a long time, it really looked like Isaac had a good shot of pulling this off, but in the end, Kyle has enough points to take it. So Kyle's award is...
Dang. You got sharks, pigs, lucky.
Lucky.
He was lucky this week because he only beat Isaac by 6 points, and he was
6.04
pretty
points, to
fortunate
be
that a
precise.
couple of Isaac's players, one in particular, did not do very well at all, which was the main reason why Kyle won. So that brings us to Isaac's award, which is...
Jab, squad, jab, squad, jab, squad, jab, squad.
the 4 times Jack Squat
Four
Award.
squat.
The 4 squat.
The 4 squat,
The
Jack.
4 squat.
Jack 4 squat.
Jack 4 squat. We'll let you picture that however you want to picture it.
No.
But the Jack 4 Squad Award, which specifically goes to Jarvis Landry, who was playing the Arizona Cardinals and had been playing fantastically the last couple of weeks,
Bless him.
and winds up with 4.8 points against one of the worst defenses in the league, and an honorary Jack 4 Squat Award.
Jab, squad, jab, squad, jab, squad, jab,
Even the
squad.
honorary deserves a
Baker.
sound effect.
To Baker Mayfield, who really only scored 15 points, which is pretty rough. He
Terrible.
was expecting a lot more from him at quarterback this week, again playing the Arizona Cardinals. So unfortunately for Isaac, the Cleveland Browns did not come through for him in this matchup, and he ends up playing for 3rd place instead of playing for the championship. So too bad for Isaac, but
One thing I hate seeing is most weeks I text Kyle and I say, I really hope you lose, with a smiley face. And most of the times he ends up winning. And I hate it every time because he gets so far, but yet I want him to do so bad.
Maybe you shouldn't text him that, and maybe he would lose.
I'll just FaceTime him instead and tell him to lose.
I don't know.
maybe.
Care your opinion.
Maybe tell him to win
Maybe.
and he might lose.
Yeah.
Let's try that.
So
Maybe.
Let's try that this week.
Maybe.
Speaking of this week, we come to our final matchup. It is Rise and Sean, Abby, versus the anti-Abby, me. And Abby lost and I won. And this was amazing. I won 116.34 to 113.42. And I think it was
Wow.
like 266 points or something
We
like
need the
that.
garbage man drop for that.
Yeah.
So I
Oh,
am
the
going-
garbage man can. Yeah, we
We
definitely
don't need the drop,
We
we
need
can
it.
sing it.
Yeah, I know.
And the
Oh,
Garbage
my
Time
gosh.
Award goes to me.
Oh yeah. Oh, the garbage man can. Yes.
Anyways, I get the Praise the Lord award because I won by less than 3. And unfortunately, Abby gets the
Missed it by that much.
because she lost by 3. So we're going to start right here. We're going to start with what happened and how I came to win. So I have a graphic for
All
you
about the
that's going to be
analytics.
up on the screen. So if you pay close attention, you'll see the graphic coming up on the screen. And you see
Like a weatherman.
Abby is the one in blue, so you can see she's winning almost the entire day on Sunday, and I'm losing almost the entire time. But then it comes into the evening game, and I go up by a few points right up here, and we're like neck and neck, close and close and close. But if you look very, very close here, right at the end, you can see Abby's winning for most of the game by just like 3 points. But then at the very end, you can see the blue line just dips below the red line because at the end of the game, the MVP of the FVCFFVYFFLFFS, Jordan Wilkins himself, scores a touchdown.
Wow.
And that's not the only thing,
Everyone saw it
because
coming.
you informed me that the actual thing that flipped the whole score around was the extra point, because Adam Vinatieri, their kicker, Hall of Fame kicker, is out. So they got some guy, I don't even know his name, kicked the extra point, and that flipped the entire score because she had the New Orleans defense, and because they got garbage time when nothing was left, they got a score at the end of the game, and then I won and Abby lost 3 points. And I actually had gone to bed. I had turned off the game because I was like, it's over. Abby crushed me. The game's over. You can see the blue line was way over the red line for most of the time. But then my phone kept ringing or buzzing because there's a bunch of texts going on because Kyle started in the Judah, and now so I looked, and then I had the game recorded, so I rewound it, and I'm like, what happened? And I saw a garbage time touchdown by Jordan Wilkins, and I couldn't believe it.
I think she would have beat you by like 0.3 points
without the
extra point, because for whatever reason the scoring on defenses is probably like if you have 6 points, it assumes it's a couple of field goals, but if you have 7, it usually means you have a touchdown, and then they dock the defense those few extra
Before
points.
we get into
that.
Abby's reaction, Judah, what was your reaction on Monday night when you saw all this transpire?
My reaction was Abby either is really mad right now, or she's just given up entirely like she doesn't, just goes, whatever.
Yeah.
Just stops.
Yeah, exactly.
So you were just imagining what her reaction was, and can you tell us live, because you were a witness to her reaction, what was it like?
It was actually both of those.
At the same time.
Rare double combo.
When it was going on, she actually had a pretty good rant when it would happen, and I described how the defense works. She goes, they only scored 1 touchdown. I had 10 points. Why did I lose so much? I said, well, it's the difference between the field goal and the touchdown there. And she's like, that is so stupid. I can't believe that is dumb. Why do I lose so many points for one point? I said, that's the scoring.
Well, I think part of it too
year.
is she lost a lot of points because you get a lot of points for a shutout.
Yes.
And then if you score any points, it really changes things. So 0 to nothing.
And here's the real thing is that for not scoring any points, the Saints defense didn't do anything of note.
Yep.
They had 1 sack all night long. They should have had.
Were just horrible.
They should have had more points.
I gave up early,
which is bad. And so then she went into a rant about how she is never having another Saint on her team ever, because she hated Michael Thomas last year. He wasn't great last year for her. And Jared Cook only had like a couple of catches in a 34-point outing, which the previous week he had a lot. And then the Saints defense does that.
Speaking of rants,
this is what's great about sports. This is what the greatest thing about sports is. You play to win the game. Hello. You play to win the game.
And speaking of rants,
playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs. You kidding me? Playoffs? I just hope we can win a game.
This is what happens in the playoffs. Everything goes nuts and insane, which brings us to the power rankings. So I have this week's power rankings right here, and I know you're all waiting to hear it, but I want to tell you what I think of the power rankings this week. Going forward, the power rankings are no longer meaningful about anything.
Goodness.
It is all done, it is all finished, because everything's gone insane. If I can lose in the final seconds of Monday night, if Brandon can beat Nelson, if these two can end up playing each other, are you guys playing each other?
Nope, I'm playing Brandon.
It's the other league.
Who are you playing? Oh, there's who you were.
Casey and Brody.
So we're just going to move on to the
Casey
matchups.
and Brody and I are playing for the Nothing Bowl.
Speaking, it's not the Nothing Bowl. The Nothing Bowl is who's going to finish last between Nelson and Connor.
5th and 6th is the Nothing Bowl.
We're talking about the game for 9th and 10th place.
Okay.
So is Nelson versus Connor. I'm coming in last. Who do you think Judah is going to win and become in 9th and then who's going to be 10th?
I think Connor will be able to finally pull off one. He's been doing good. Now he'll be able to break through and get that.
Connor over Nelson.
Connor
You
over
agree.
Nelson.
Which brings us to the 7th place It is High on Fantasy versus Brandon.
I'm literally not even playing anyone, so I'm winning.
You're winning. What do you think? What if Brandon wins?
Brandon's winning this one.
You want to water bet that one?
No.
Oh,
wow.
I'm not betting on Brandon's team. No thanks.
Which leads us to...
But I'm the commissioner. I could go in and change his team. So.
What? I will come over personally to your house and fart into your face. if
Oh,
you do that,
yeah.
so.
Like what your brother did.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be weird. No. But anyway, on to the next matchup in the game for 7th place.
We did
Oh, we just
that.
sorry.
Pay attention, come on.
Sorry. In the game for 5th place is
You!
me. I was looking at that one. That's a weird one. Direct by someone. But it's me.
Direct by a girl. Direct by a girl.
That's right. So me and Casey and Brody are playing for the Nothing Bowl. Who
For
cares?
5th place.
It matters nothing at all, and those are the worst places to draft.
I
so
think the
who heck
Twins are going to
cares?
beat you.
And I say
think the Twins are
that
gonna
it doesn't matter. And then on to the 3rd
Who do you
place
think's
game.
going to win, him or the Twins?
I think the Twins. I want Aaron to win, but I think the Twins are going to win.
Wow. All momentum's against you.
I want Aaron to win just so they can rub it.
Speaking of going against them, it is a 3rd place team, and this is a rivalry matchup for pride,
That's right.
bragging rights for the year, for the best
Yes.
shilp in the world. Not the best at
Yeah.
fantasy football, but the best human being shilp in
Yeah.
the world. It is Abby versus Isaac for 3rd place.
This is the
Who
game
is
that
going
everybody's
to win?
waiting for.
Judah, who's going to win?
It's going to come down to it, but I think Isaac's going to pull it off.
Isaac over Abby. What do you think?
I think Abby's gonna pull it off. Isaac's
Wow.
team's been bad lately. So
You
I mean,
willing to water bet
scored
on
a
that
lot
one?
of points, but no,
Come on.
no, I'm not gonna water
You
bet
guys
these.
are wimps.
I don't have any.
I water bet the whole youth group tonight.
Well, that's on your team though.
Whatever. Which leads us to the best matchup of all. It is the championship of the world. It is Why You Always Lie and Kyle versus me, the anti-Abby, and I might become the anti-Kyle. I don't know what it is.
And you'll be the anti-monitor.
Yeah.
But I need support from everyone in the league to be praying every day and every night that Kyle loses. All of his guys get injured except for Dalvin Cook because he's playing the Packers on Monday night. Aaron?
That's going to be the one guy that is.
I was gonna say he is the one guy
Yeah.
who is injured. I don't know.
I'd say we
Oh,
need to
my.
pray for his healing
Okay.
so that he can beat the Packers on Monday night. Who do you think's going to win, me or Kyle?
I just don't see how you can beat Kyle. He's got too much going.
All
I'm
right.
gonna go for Kyle.
I don't know how you made it this far, but I think you can push through.
Yeah!
Starting the tradition
And
of
I
Dad and
already-
I going back and forth and winning every year. So.
I already water bet Kyle that I would beat him, and he water bet me, and I water bet the entire youth.
Oh, that's right. So we do have a water bet on this game between you and Kyle. This is gonna
You
be
want in
exciting.
on this?
No.
All the teenagers and Kyle are on it. You
I
can
did-
take Kyle's side
No,
if you
I
want.
did plenty of water bets.
You've
No,
got
you didn't.
2.
3.
3. That's plenty.
Hey, when you want to
hard
put your
to
big
get.
board pants on,
Another
tell
one
us.
another one recently. We got a 4th one.
This is our final video. I should have done We Are the Champions. I've done my time.
Oh, yeah.
Ding, ding,
Right.
ding.
Ding, ding,
I
ding,
paid my dues.
ding, ding, ding.
There we go.
It's a long way to the top if you want to rock and roll.
And only one of the 3 of us could potentially make it to the top. With that said, have a good night. Thanks for watching the show.
See you next
Peace out.
time. Judah.
I was made for this.
All right, Abby's in bed and Isaac doesn't want to do it, so we'll just do it.
That's okay.
For losers.
Screw them.
This is what's great about sports. This is what the greatest thing about sports is. You play to win the game.
Hello?
Hello? You play to win the game.
Are you ready?